Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, going to be a match between Ample and Queen. This is an RJB replay here on Fighting Spirit. Top left, it is our blue Terran player. It's going to be Ample. 600 APM for him right now. In the bottom right, we've got Queen under a Smurf name, Top Tune Woony. And it's going to be a ZVT, one of my favorite matchups and the most popular matchup on the channel. Although there is a best of 5 between Jaedong and Pure that I think is the most watched VOD on the channel, which is a PVZ. So, but consistently TVZ outperforms every other matchup. But apparently that Jaedong versus Pure is super duper popular. Maybe I should do more best ofs for Brood War. Alright, so, TVZ here on Fighting Spirit, a classic matchup on a classic match. Well, every matchup is classic because they were formed at the same time, right? Brood War launched with Terran, Protoss, and Zerg back in 1998, so I don't know why I said TVZ is a classic matchup, but I've heard other people say that, and now I'm not entirely sure why. So, Overlord poppin'. It's going to be a hatch first here from Kaveen. And just a little bit of barracks inside the main base for Ample. We've seen Ample win this matchup against Queen. Queen is a little bit better, but not by enough to make it a guaranteed win here against Ample. That is for sure. All right, SCV scouting things out, trying to see what's what. Terry, the Overlord, moving out. Yes, Terry, you are not going the right direction, but there's, I mean, unless you cross-scouted, you're not going to find the Terran anyway, but enjoy a little whiff from the Vespene guy. Oh, you don't want the Vespene geyser gas today. All right, that's fine, Terry. That's okay. You're trying to cut back on the Vespene gas that you inhale. I understand that. It is, I mean, it's a hallucinogen, obviously, but it does have those negative drawbacks to it, too, so you kind of have to balance out what you're into and what your limits are. So I respect that, Terry. You continue on. No Vespene gas for Terry today. Yes, right. I'm glad we're on the same page. We respect each other so much, Terry. I really do like that about our relationship. I don't know what you're hiding exactly. I mean, I guess the gas timing? Because you can hold off on that gas a little bit here and indicate that you're not going for a lair as quickly or speed as quickly. Maybe going for a faster third base, but there's that second base. One Rax Expander Rooney here from Ample. Hatchery, macro hatch coming up. So macro hatch, you know, not incredibly standard these days, but it is pretty, I don't know. We do see it more now than the games that I cast that are from, you know, 2008, 2009, 2010. This is a 2019 replay that RJB sent. Again, check him out at RJB TV on YouTube. If you haven't yet, I mean, at least, by all means, just go search RJB TV in your YouTube search bar. Go to his channel, find a matchup you're interested in, and leave him a comment. Let him know that Falcon sent you. He'll be happy about that. Again, he sends me so many replays. So many of the replays that I cast are for him. You gotta, I don't know. I just feel like you have to appreciate that a little bit. Yeah? Engineering Bay coming. Ops, that's for upgrades. That's not going to be for Spire play. Because obviously the lair is coming up, but it's going to be a minute. So yeah, Macro run this pretty hard. Little Marine push out, which these Lings are going to scout with their bodies. Dead one. The other one's still alive. Run! Get on out of there. Excuse me. So now the question is, are the Marines going to keep pushing, heading back home, because two Lings can cause a little bit of havoc in this completely undefended natural base? I guess by two Lings, I mean a single Ling? Really? You're bringing all of your Marines back for that? I guess, in fairness, they don't know how many more Lings are out. There might be others taking a different path over here, but Ample might have overreacted. Maybe he was trying to force Queen to make more Zerglings than he wanted to, but that didn't really work out either. So Terry's scouting up the correct direction. We'll have to see what he does with this Vespene gas. It can be a little bit tempting. Yeah, +1 attack is getting started pretty darn early. Metabolic boost finishing up, and there's your Spire timing. So the good news is if you're going for a +1 attack early, then you also have an Engineering Bay ready to throw up turrets whenever you happen to need them. Ho, ho, ho. Comsat station on the way. Zerglings poke it in, seeing if that gas has been taken. No. Terry staying away from the Vespene Geyser. Zerglings gonna get... Oh, they do get up the ramp. Oh, they're gonna get a perfect scout off, too. They kill the medic and the Marine. And all these SCVs are off the line. Dude, Queen is doing some seriously good work here with these Lings. This is like Jadong level Ling stuff. Gets the scout off. He sees the Comsat station. He sees the engineering bay working on stuff. I mean, this is... When another Ling gets into the natural, too, this is insane. We usually don't see Lings getting this much harassment and work done in the first 5 minutes of a ZVT. Especially if it's a hatch first play, and you don't have that many Lings, but you know. I mean, Queen's like, those Lings got a lot of work done. We killed that medic. Let's keep it rolling. +1 attack on the way. That Marine range, super duper important. Never forget that, Terran players, please. Where is my third base? I'm really concerned about this third base for Queen. Queen is getting some Mutalisks, 7, 8. Yeah, that gas timing was fast. We talked about that earlier. So more Mutalisks than just kind of the normal, I don't want to say normal 5 or 6, but the middle of the road 5 or 6 Mutalisks that you can make with a Spire opening, right? You can do that and get some harassment done, or you can really commit to Mutas, gets that early first gas and early second gas at your natural, and then make 11 Mutalisks instead of just 5. And suddenly your commit to Mutas is higher, and you have to get more stuff done with it. Alright, so the Mutas are coming across, because of course they are. Overlord sees it's kind of safe to go in there. Oh, Marines. Loner Marines at this stage of the game are just cannon fodder. They're gonna die. Oh, come down here, he says. Please chase my Mutalisks down this way because Lings are going for the run-by. Oh, full evacuation of SCVs. They're trying to block the line, but not really successfully doing it. More just dying here. Oh, they're helping to kill turrets as well. But the repair is too good. Too many SCVs remaining to kill that turret. That was a sick hold by Ample. He lost a couple SCVs there, but he kept this turret alive, which means the Mutas have to back out because there's 2. Oh, that was good. Ample losing that first turret would have been brutal. A brutality. All right, man. Lurker aspect is getting researched as your third base just now gets started in the top right-hand corner. You do need lurkers in general to hold that top right base. Man, Ample running for that top right base now would be game-changing for him. It would be game-winning for him, quite possibly. But he's not doing it. See, these hiders are running up there because they need to be lurkers. I don't know that attacking into this space is great. Like, look, this can be defended because there's creep you can put Sunkens on. No such thing up here. If that's where the Zerg is expanding, I wonder why I don't see more Terran players just completely blitz and run for that third base. When it works very well from my experience and the games that I've seen. Oh, now he's going for it, but is it too late? Oh, he loses a medic because the medics are trailing behind and they're just buying time. These Mutas are buying time for these hiders to get up here and turn into lurkers. The Overlord sacrificing his life, so these guys are slowed down a tiny bit. Get up the ramp. Get up the ramp. Get up the ramp. And, is that a block? Oh, that is a block. Okay. That is just perfectly pixel placed to buy time for these lurkers to finish morphing. And allow time for Mutas to come around the backside here, too. 4, 3, 2. This egg's gonna die. But it bought time for these ones to finish. That was so tight. That timing was insanely tight. Ay caramba. So top right, looking good. It's a base. Everybody here dies because the Muta stack and because the lurkers. And that's a 10 kill lurker because of course it is. Wow. I don't want to say that Queen's going to win this game now, but if that's a battle that Ample wins, and he comes up here before that egg starts morphing on the ramp, I think he kills this base, and he's in a fantastic position. Just an insanely good position here. Hive coming at you for Queen. He's got that third base, got that third extractor morphing in. Super important to have that amount of gas. And it's really just kind of 8 racks in here, isn't it? Although, what are these? Starports? Yep. Starports, double starport, fine. Racks, and a single factory. And Burrow Lurker Trap! Ah! Burrow Lurker Trap! It's okay. I mean, in conjunction with the Mutalisks, that probably got more done than just regular lurkers would have done, but whatever. Alright, so actually there's nothing defending this third base at the moment. So I kind of like the idea to just come back here. He's like, look, man, if you're going to put those lurkers out... Oh, these medics dying is such a problem, though. That is a massive deal if you're trying to kill this base. The medics dying, and now the mutas can clear up the remaining Marines. They do kill a handful of drones, but as a Zerg player, it's a good feeling when you have enough mutas to just kind of A-move onto a small group of Marines and win. Because if it's a larger group of Marines in the A-move, you die. You got to do that muta stacking back and forth trick. But if it's just a handful of Marines and you can win that battle, it's a good feel. It is excellent to feel that way. Bottom left base coming up here for Queen 2. Ample is just not. He is just not doing what needs to be done here. He's killed some drones, yeah, but he's lost 2 straight-up armies, effectively. You can't really crack this, and I mean, Queen is sprinting towards Defiler play. Defiler round is almost done. And the mutas are like, hey, yeah, you can't just hang out, guys. Mutas are... They need to be on the move is the thing. That's why Zerg is a bit of a higher APM race than the others sometimes, is that mutas constantly have to be moving or else they are in much risk of being caught out and killed. Whereas, yes, it does take a lot of APM to control this number of Marines and whatnot too, but you can kind of hang out a little bit more, not have to worry about that happening to you. Of course, lurkers wandering into this area, burrowing, and just murking everything is something you have to watch out for sure, but that's consume on the way. Not great. Not great for Ample. I'm going to state it now. Alright, so he does do a bit of a drop here. Lurker down, lurker down. Lings buying time so the lurkers don't die. Ah, this is so good. This is so good. Oh, he wins that, though. Okay, alright. Bring these dudes back inside the main. This is awesome drop stuff. Ample is probably the player that uses drops the most and maybe the most effectively in all the Terrans that I cast these days. I like this a lot. Alright, so 1-1 is here on the Marines. They've got the range upgrade. They've got the stim. No! The Dark Sword changes it all. The equations are over now. Marine medics alone are going to have a really hard time dealing with this. Nidus Canal allowing for instant reinforcements. Dark Swarm that the Defilers brought along. It is 97 to 75 supply, though. Ample's macro has been insanely good. He's not winning all these battles. Scourge connect. No connections. Ample doing much better than Zelos did in the ZVT that I cast last week. That was, oh my gosh, the Dark Swarm placements from Queen are just absolutely banana times. Super good here. Okay, Overlord killed. Taking what wins you can right now, because this is an effectively Dark Swarm lurkered up. Although, okay, using it to radiate on the Defiler. Plague going down. Crikey that. Alright. Zerglings cruising up. Third base, finally done for Ample. He tried to 2-base, kill the 3-basing Zerg. It did not work out for him. Oh, that Plague, though. That Plague, though. Lings. Lurkers. This Marine group, the Science Vessels have to run. They're not being protected by anything. Okay, losing 1. These other 2 mites. Okay, alright. That's a bunch of mutas down. This group is just struggling because they were previously plagued and bruised and injured, and it gets wiped out too. Oh, hang on. Huge drop in the main base. Ample is refusing to go quietly into that good night, ladies and gentlemen. And non-ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna just get inside this main base. We're gonna kill a bunch of drones, focusing down tech here. The Spire dying would be a massive victory for Ample. He gets the Spire. He gets it, and pulling back out of lurker range there a little bit, killing a Defiler that just popped. Huge win too. Dude, this drop is definitely paying for itself, killing Hydralisks fairly easily. Oh, another Dark Swarm comes up. Run! Get out of there, boys! Get out of there, Marines. Okay, only 2 Marines remaining, but he's done some work here. It's 108 to 59 supply all of a sudden. Queen only has 28 drones to 50 SCVs, and yeah, that was a nice win. It's like one of the only wins that Ample's gotten in this game, but he's done enough here, it seems like, to keep Queen down. Maybe not winning straight-up engagements, but forcing Queen to build stuff he doesn't want to build. Forcing him to sacrifice drones, right, in order to make attacking units. Another drop comes in. And, okay, Mediator radiates on those lurkers. Gonna leave a couple dudes here. A Fire Bat in the mix. Fire Bat's like, I'm doing it! I'm killing lurkers! Of course, the Irradiate has a lot to do with that. Trying to unload up here, and Fire Bat's again inside the Dark Swarm. Not doing super well, but, you know, just making some good trades. Oh, big, okay, so droning really hard right now as Queen. I don't know if that's exactly what we want to do if we're Queen at this point in time. I don't. I mean, I really don't. 7, 8 drones at a time here, trying to get into Ultralisk play. If at all possible. Radiates, okay. Radiates the lurkers on the high ground. Lurkers are all dead, man. It is time to go. I mean, seriously, it's just a handful of lings and a single sunken. No. You did all the work to get rid of the defense up here. Where are you going? It's a fake out. It's a fake out maneuver from Ample. What is even happening right now? But guess what? Ultralisks are not far behind. Anabolic Synthesis is getting researched. You can make 2 Ultras. He doesn't have a ton of money. Neither does Ample. Both players are spending very well. Look, there's 1 sunken up here. Boxer maneuver forces the full evacuation of this 3rd base entirely. Oh, and here comes a Defiler you can maybe irradiate to death too. Or just straight up irradiate the Defiler. Why not? Fire Bats in the mix. Defensive Matrix coming up. This 3rd base is in a lot of trouble. All of a sudden, there are no more Defilers in this mix, I don't think. Scourge popping out. They don't actually immediately connect, and they get burned down by the Marines. This is going extremely well. All of a sudden, the Plague does go down, though. He's like, no, kill the Nidus network. The Plagues are huge problems here. The 3rd base dies for Queen. They're trying to desperately consume. No, the consumes happen, but no spellcasting comes up afterwards. What an absolutely insane play. The Zerglings doing pretty well against these plagued units, but GG Apple comes out on top in 17 minutes. Wow, man, this is how you play this strategy. I know a lot of you people in the comments hate it. They hate the 8 racks play, right, with the science vessels, but you do it right. You keep the science vessels alive, right? You pumped so many Marines, Fire Bats, Medics, make sure they have good upgrades. They got 2-2, working on 3-3 there at 17 minutes. And then drops. Drops are key. If you don't have drops, getting up a ramp that has lurkers on it is so much harder. So you just bypass it. You go drops, you drop in here, you drop in the main base. Just removing these little high ground ramp chokes from the Zerg strategy makes it so much harder to defend against these Marines and Fire Bats and Medics. Insanely great play there from Ample. I'm telling you, this guy, he is one of the better Terran players today. He did exactly what he wanted. I really do think he wanted to 2-base kill Queen. When he couldn't, he was able to get a 3rd base up. Hold on to that, and really, again, just keep the pressure going. Queen had some early Ling pressure success, but after that, he never mounted a huge attack on a base. He never killed hardly any SCVs at all after that first, 5-6 minutes or so. He was too busy trying to keep his 3rd base alive and trying to keep his main base alive and his natural base alive. The drops are happening everywhere. The mutas all died. They were not going to be very good against those drop ships, and as a result, Scourge were the only answer, and Scourge were getting, Scourge are trying to connect, obviously, on the science vessels, but better job here from Ample, picking those things off than, again, we saw from poor Zelos last week, where he just kept losing science vessels over and over and over. It takes a ton of awareness, though. Oh, we had battle cruisers on the way, too. It takes a ton of awareness to babysit your science vessels that hard to where anytime Scourge are in the area, you immediately run them towards your Marines. Like, there's other stuff you're doing. You're trying to make stuff. You're trying to put SCVs on mineral patches. You're trying to maybe send another drop out this way and maybe scout for additional bases the Zerg player has. And then, yeah, the traditional follow-up of battle cruisers in the strategy. We didn't actually get there, but they would have done all right. There's really not a ton of anti-air here. It would have have to be Scourge, right? Scourge dealing with it, and then Plagues, obviously. A big part of dealing with battle cruisers if you're a Zerg in this situation. But, I mean, that is just, that is some good Terran action there. Terran fans be happy about that. And yeah, Queen, I think, really fought hard. Some really nice Plagues and Dark Swarms. But at the end of the day, just kind of got out macroed. Couldn't hold on to the third base and just recognized it was all downhill from there. He was down big time in the supply even before he lost the third base. So GG Ample. I do like Ample a lot. 17 minutes on that match. It felt longer than that because it was packed with action. 86,000 points there for Queen. 93,000 for Ample. Beautiful. Produces 280 to 307. Again, it's Marine strategy. You can produce a lot of units in comparison to the Zerg because Marines are cheap and they produce quickly. Killed 171 to 150. Killed way more Zerg units than he lost Marine units there. This is our math in a very close game. And no Terran buildings died. 11 Zerg structures died. Massive play. And sure, you outspent your Terran opponent by about 2,000 or so, but it wasn't enough. 100% was not enough there. So GG Ample gets the just perfect win. Beautiful plays indeed there from Ample. I mean, I'm a Zerg main, and I'm just amped with how he won with that game. He looked so good doing it. All right, good stuff. So that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.